Hello everybody and welcome back to Combe Valley Campers. Today we are going to be
carpeting
our new van, and we cannot wait to show you. We are going back to basics, how to carpet the inside of your camper van. I just want to take a moment to say thank you to our sponsors, Howden's Modified Van Insurance. That's right, A-Plan are now Howden's. They still do exactly the same in that they will insure your van from the time you buy it until you completely convert it into a camper van and beyond. And if you want an exclusive rate on your next policy, please mention Combe Valley Campers and they will sort you out. Carpeting your van is a big job, but you can do it and you can certainly do it. We made our first carpeting video 4 years ago and it blew up. It's the video that basically made us who we are today. I think at the moment it's got, what, 1.5 million views or something like that? Yes. Some of you guys watching may have already seen it already. That has been the video that has helped thousands of you carpet your van. Now, today, it's 4 years later. I've got 4 years more experience of carpeting. Not saying I'm 4 times better at it, but there are some more hints, tips and methods I can share with you how to carpet the inside of your van. And we're going to be using the carpet we sell and distribute and the glue we sell and distribute. And luckily we've just packed this and delivered it to ourselves.
Yes, we did.
And yeah, we're just going to get straight on it. Are you looking forward to this?
I am, yes. I mean, it's a bit hot today, but...
Yes, I think there's going to be lots of B-roll because we're going to need a fan blowing because it is super hot today. It's a Friday. It's the end of the week. We need to just sort of get this done, but we cannot wait to show you. I think let's get straight into it.
Yes.
So the first thing you've got to consider when lining the inside of your van is if you want it carpeted, because some people might be hypoallergenic, some people might not want the carpet gathering the dust, some people might just want the plain paint covering, but if you're like us and you've bought a used van, you want to cover up any scratches, marks, dings or dents, and also you might just want to give a nice uniform covering on the inside of your vehicle. Now at Combe Valley Campers, we sell lining carpet, just like Domi is unwrapping right here, and it comes in 5 different colors. Now, you can buy carpet anywhere, and you get examples on the likes of Fleabay, on the Jungle website, all those sorts of things. However, when it comes to carpeting a van, I would suggest you look for quality materials. Now, I'm not just upselling, but we've had lots of people come to us and say, my carpeting isn't very good. And then you look at the carpet and it is an eBay or other website equivalent. We sell quality carpet. It's really, really nice stuff. It's the carpet we line all of our vans with and we're very happy with it. So we are very happy to sell it on our website as well. Like I said, it comes in 5 different colors. That is a silver, a mid-gray like we've got here, an anthracite, which is a dark gray, a wheat color, and then a plain black as well. And that's something you've got to consider when carpeting your van, is how light or dark you want your vehicle. If you want a nice, bright, airy interior, and you've got things like natural wood interior inside your van, I would suggest a wheat. Yeah, a wheat carpet. We've done a couple of vans in the wheat. In fact, we can put a link to a previous video we've done, and we used wheat carpet on that. Silver makes it really, really nice and light, but some people do get worried about that it could mark quite easily. Anthracite and black, generally quite dark, and will make the inside of your van quite dark. We are choosing to go for the mid-grey, which is a brilliant go-between. It's not too light that it could mark easily, and it's not too dark that it makes the inside of the van too dark either. And you've got to consider that when choosing your interior colours, your upholstery colours. If you're getting van shades or curtains, you've got to choose that as well. So the mid-grey that we've got here today is what we consider the best all-rounder, right?
Yeah.
Now, what is in that carpet? When the carpet gets delivered to you, especially from us, it will be rolled up nicely and there will be the adhesive inside the carpet roll. You might order your adhesive and carpet from different places, totally understand that. But what we have here for a medium wheelbase, 1-ton van, such as a VW Transporter or a Transit Custom, is 12 meters of carpet. This is 2 meters in width and we sell it in 12 meters in length for a mid-sized van. And that will do you enough for your headlining, your sides and your door panels. Okay, with that, 12 meters of glue is exactly what you need. If you have 12 cans of glue. If you have a long wheelbase T5, T6 or Transit Custom, we recommend 15 meters of carpet. If you have something like a Caddy, 8 meters,
yes,
and that will do all the sides. So small van, 8 meters, medium van, 12, a long wheelbase medium van, 15 meters. And if you've got a larger van, the quantity you want, bearing in mind, it's a 2 meter width of carpet. You want to measure from the B pillar, which is the one just behind the driver's door, from the B pillar to the C or D pillar. You measure that length, okay? And then you times it by 3 effectively. So say you've got a long wheelbase Sprinter, you measure the distance, say it's 4 meters, you want another 4, and then no, it's even more than that, isn't it? Gosh, because it's panels.
Meters. Yes,
sorry?
22 meters.
22 meters if you've got for like a long wheelbase high top. But it's up to you in reality to measure and then give yourselves enough to make sure you do the job. All right, so that's the carpet in a nutshell. It's a 4-way stretch. This is what we suggest,
yes,
that you purchase. And if you see this carpet here, and it will become more evident whilst we're doing the job, you want a tough, good quality, stretchy carpet to go around all the contours and shapes of the van. And generally, with a stretch carpet, you can pretty much carpet anything. And I've gotten away with carpeting boxes, round shapes, wheel arches, flat panels, everything else. So really, really easy stuff to work with when you know how, and that's what we're going to be showing you today. The last thing, and again, we'll highlight this in a minute, when you are carpeting a van, this carpet has what's known as a nap. A nap is the direction of the material. So say if you are stroking a cat or a dog, their fur goes in one direction. If you were to stroke that dog or cat backwards, all the fur would sort of stick up and get all weird. Carpet, lining carpet like this is exactly the same. Okay, it has a nap, it flows in one natural direction. So when you are carpeting your van, make sure you get the nap the same on all the sides of the van. So if the nap is flowing naturally from front to back on this side, you want to make sure it's flowing naturally from front to back on this side. And when you carpet line your panels to go in those spaces, make sure the nap is flowing in the same direction as well, because you will notice when the light hits it, it can actually look like different shades of carpet or different colors or different types of carpet.
That's good to know.
Yeah? So they're the main points, and I'm sort of flowing through this really quickly because I want to get straight into showing you how it's done. All of that information is out there, so go for a good quality stretchy carpet, consider the colour you want in terms of lightness and darkness, the quantity you want is good, and make sure it's got a nap. And also to spray it down with, you want a high temperature spray adhesive, and this is a contact adhesive, which means that you have to spray both the material you're sticking to and the material you're sticking to it. So we will be spraying the carpet and we'll be spraying the metal. Contact adhesive, spray both sides, stick it on. Okay, and when we're going through the motions of carpeting the van, we will conform it all into the shapes as well. The last question that I got asked most on the big viral video that we did before was, how do I remove overspray and carpet adhesive from the panels, from the glass? And the thing I recommend most is a solvent-based liquid, much like a brake cleaner, a white spirits, not thinners, that's a bit too strong, but like a white spirit, a brake cleaner, a panel wipe, something that's solvent-based, and you apply, let's say a microfiber towel to that carpet or to the area that's glued. The solvent within the liquid you're putting on it will swell the glue, and then just it wipes off nice and easily, but we'll go into that more. Any other facts? I'm really excited about this, as you can probably tell. I'm just trying to get all the facts there to get people sort of pumped, ready for this.
No, let's get on with it, yeah.
Okay, cool, let's go. Before you even make a start on lining the inside of the van, you have to prepare the van. Again, we've done videos on this in the past. Look at the areas that you want smooth. Look at the areas you want to be covered. You need to ensure that they are clean from organic dirt, so dust and mud. You also need to be sure that they are clean of grease and oils and things like that. So I would suggest, and we've done this in a previous video, that you wipe all the sides down with like a hot soapy water first, especially if you've got something like a builder's van that's had lots of abuse and use over the years. The second thing you need to do is go over it in a solvent-based cleaner, such as thinners, brake cleaner, or panel wipe, because you want to just remove all of those bits of grease and oil. If you have a new van, you really need to go to town on some of the paint, almost to the point where you might need to just key it up with a Scotch-Brite, because we've carpeted brand new vans in the past and the glue just hasn't stuck because the paint was so fresh when it was hidden under wooden panels as well, that we'd stick the glue, or you'd spray the glue on, then stick the carpet on, and then you'd sort of touch the carpet a little bit and it'd all peel the glue straight off the metalwork. So in some cases, you might actually want to key the paintwork so it's got a little bit of adhesive grab to it. It's got more surface area for the glue to grab to. So they're the things you need. As you saw earlier, or as you can see now, if we put some shots in, I've gone ahead and especially on the B pillars, I've removed the trim. I've removed all the door rubbers from all the apertures as well, because we want that carpet not only to sit behind the trims on the B pillars, but we want the carpet to come right up to the edge of this metalwork, and then we'll slice it off. So when the rubber sits on it, you've got that really nice flush looking factory finish as well. In terms of the order, when should you carpet? In reality, you need to make a plan of where your interior units and your bed is going. So say if you want electric light switches or you want plugs, etc., you really want to establish where they are going first, and then you can carpet line. You can modify and drill holes in the carpet after the fact, but there's chance that you'll snag and pull the carpet. So try and do as much preparation before you actually get to the carpeting stage. The stage that we are at, we've done sound deadening. We've sound deadened the arches for certain, because we want to carpet those, and we've done some insulation work as well. Okay, we haven't run any electrics yet. That's coming up in an up and coming video, but we have a good plan on where our interior is going, where we can route electrics, so we are happy that we can carpet at this stage. Yeah, cool. So van's stripped, van's cleaned, we've got the carpet out, we've got the glue out. The last thing I want to speak about, if I can find them all, is the tools you will need. Where did you move the other bits, or am I sat on them?
I think you were sat on them.
Quite possibly. So in terms of the tools you will need, you need a Stanley knife with at least 5 new blades, maybe even 10, because cutting carpet can blunt the blade quite quickly. And also when you're doing the edges, you're hitting, you know, metal edges, you'll hit edges as you go around carpeting the van. These blades will blunt very quickly, and the moment you feel them start to go blunt, just change them out. You will save so much time and you will get a better finish. So swap those blades out the moment you start feeling them, they go blunt. A pack of 10 blades is about 3-4 quid, maybe 5. Keep blades in stock and change them regularly. The other thing you might need is a form of scraper tool, so you can get right in the edges where you're carpeting, and we'll demonstrate that later. The other thing that's very, very good for actually pushing carpet in edges is the bottom of your glue tin, and we'll go through that later as well. The other thing you'll need is I want to say stencil, that's the wrong word, masking. So a piece of cardboard for masking off. So once I'm gluing here, I want to glue right to the edge, but I don't want to overspray with the glue. So if I put that bit of cardboard there, I can go right to the edges when I'm gluing, and it won't cause me any overspray. If you've got a little scrap of cardboard like that, it's perfect that you won't get any overspray. So a little scrap of cardboard, some glue, a knife, lots of blades, a scraper tool, something to kneel on, because you'll find yourself kneeling down a lot. You're going to be sitting because your knees aren't fantastic at the moment, so we will, and you know what I mean. You can't kneel down for too long, that's what I'm saying.
It's not because I'm old.
No. And that's about it. I think that's enough waffling.
Yeah.
But sorry if it's taken this long to get to the carpeting point, but I want to get all of this information to you as soon as possible. So A, you don't need to ask any more questions, and B, that you've got all the information before you even start spraying that first bit of glue and laying that first square inch of carpet. So let's go.
Yes.
Cool. Step one, as we discussed, was deciding which way you want the nap of the carpet to flow. I want the carpet to flow this way. So if you stroke it that way, it's nice and smooth. If you stroke it backwards, it lifts up. I want all of the flow to go that way. So I've unraveled the carpet. I want the flow to be in this direction. So I now know when I'm carpeting the panels, all the flow will be that way. And it's also the best use of material because that's 2 meters high from edge to edge. And then the length is that way, okay? So that's what I'd recommend if you want to. We are going to be concentrating on the B pillar on the driver's side, back, and we'll just get into it. Okay. Grab your trusty piece of cardboard, use a flat edge, and I am going to, the first area I'm going to apply glue is this top edge here. Now, if you have a van with a pop top, I would suggest you start the other side of the roof nearest the canvas, then you can wrap the carpet round. In this case, we're putting a headlining in. So I want the carpet seam to be underneath the new headlining. Your headlining fixes into these holes here. So I'm going to carpet up to that line. So that's where I'm going to start applying the glue. And I'm going to sort of coat all of the areas now up to a point. Okay. Oh, point to note, if you're in a confined space, use a mask, okay? We're in an open workshop with the door wide open. There is a fan behind us just out of shot, so all of the air is going to flow out the van. Plus, we're filming, I'm talking to you, I don't want to keep taking a mask off. That's that. The next point at which I'm applying glue and where I will apply carpet is down the B pillar right here. Now, if you see these yellow clips here on a transporter, that is where the interior trim clips into. So I want to glue just inside of those. Using my cardboard, so I'm not going past that. So you can see a line of glue here. And then I'm going to continue round the window frame, and you can see the amount of glue I'm putting on. It's not excessive. If you're excessive with the glue, it will pool up and be really, really wet. All right, now if I wanted to put carpet onto that, I'd have to wait until the solvent evaporates and that goes dry and tacky. Where I've just applied that glue, it will go tacky a lot quicker, and that's what you want to wait for. You want to apply glue to both surfaces and wait for it to tack off. Then you can stick to your heart's delight.
So how long can you leave it on for like this?
You can leave that on, not indefinitely, but I would say maximum 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
All right, I prefer to lay it on fresh on here and here. I've seen people in the past glue their entire piece of carpet and glue the entire side of the van and just get it done. I like to do it bit by bit so I can manipulate the carpet round into all the shapes, and I know it's a fresh coat of glue. But very, very good point. How long does it last? I think it pretty much lasts indefinitely, but I would say leave it no longer than 10 minutes. If you've left it longer than 10 minutes, just give it another quick coat. Okay, but that's really all you need. You just need to go spray, maybe 2 passes max. All right, so you've got nice even coverage over the metalwork. Same when you're applying it to the carpet, a nice even coat, okay? Oh, another point, wear scruffs, because you will inevitably get glue on you. So there we go. I'm going to continue gluing down this edge and round the framework where I'm going to be carpeting. I'm now going to apply glue onto the carpet itself. And I'm going to go in like 12 inches, okay? It's better to glue a bit too much than not enough, because otherwise you're going to have to get in there with your arm and attach more glue, spray more glue, etc., etc. Going to keep going. I'm going pretty much right up to the edge. And if you're worried about overspray, again, can you hold that cardboard there, please? Just, there you go. I've gone right up to the edge. Keep going back. There you go. So I now have this entire first corner glued. This is the first stage of where you want to carpet. So I'm going to pick, in fact, let me just get that edge a bit more. I want to glue this area of carpet up into this top corner. I'm not going to put this edge right up against this edge. I'm going to give it an overhang and trim off any excess. So the first area, I've got an overhang here of about 10 centimeters or 3-4 inches, and I'm going to glue that top edge there. So the top edge of carpet is lined up with this angle, and the same applies for most fans. You can apply that glue there, apply that carpet there, and lightly, I'm not tugging on it, just very lightly off of the carpet up to that edge, just touching the two together. It's a contact adhesive. For now, that's all it needs. Look, it's a very light touch. In fact, that's where I've stopped gluing. You see that?
Yep.
So where I've stopped applying the glue, although there's glue there, there's no glue there, so it's not sticking.
So that's important to notice. You always have to spray the
You always have to
carpet
spray
and
both sides. Yeah, cool. So that is the first bit. This is where we're going to work from. Really important, don't tug on the carpet. Not yet anyway, because we're not forming it round any shapes. We're just laying it on. Now I would suggest, if it's your first time, if we're going to carpet this entire top edge now. Whoops. I'm going to go all the way to the edge. Can you do that?
Yep.
Your first bit of carpet laying. Right, so in fact I need to, oh there you go. So lightly grab this piece here and then lay it up to that edge that I showed you. So no pulling on it too hard, that's it, and just touch it against it. Brilliant.
What, like that?
Yeah.
And keep going?
And keep going, so no tugging on it too hard. In fact, hang on Dom, I didn't spray the rest of the carpet, my bad.
No, that's sprayed.
It's sprayed, okay, cool. Brilliant. Go right to the edge, go right to the corner if you wouldn't mind. Now you'll notice I haven't cut any excess carpet off the back yet as well. And that is because, again, if it's your first time, it's very easy to misjudge the length of the van and cut short.
Oh, just
Right,
like that?
right at this corner,
Yeah.
we're just going to carry that line straight across
okay.
here.
So you don't mold it?
I'm not going to mold it, I'm just going to carry that line on straight. There's good reason for that, because it will wrinkle before we need it to.
Okay.
So just carry that line on straight, so you get to the rear of this van here,
Yeah.
and there we go. That is your top edge. There's good reason for that as well, because if I start attaching this corner down here, before I'd laid across the front, you can make the carpet all squiff. Yes, it's stretchy, but if we can avoid pulling it in the wrong places, best to avoid it.
Okay.
So we've laid that top edge and let gravity do the work, okay? The next edge I'm going to do is this edge here. So we've already started gluing. Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to continue gluing this edge. And this should take us down to the floor. Now if Ali can see that, I've already carpeted down to this point here in the floor. So that whole corner and that edge is carpeted, glued. I know that we want to glue and carpet this center strip, so I'm going to add a bit more glue. Do excuse the noise, this is a working site. So now we've got that strip and that strip glued, I can start applying it. And again, letting gravity do its thing. I'm just going to lay it on. There's no pulling, there's no stretching yet. There you go, and I'm just pressing the carpet into place. And you'll start to see the edge of the window frame form. There we go. Again, going to lay the carpet down here. And the reason I went for this overhang rather than doing the edge is because at the bottom of the pillar it starts to come out, so you need a bit more excess. There we go, that is it. That is our first two edges done. And already you will notice that the carpet's already under some tension in places. And that's the sort of creases we've got to work out, and I'm going to show you how to do them next. The next stage we are going to be concentrating on is around the window frame. And if you've seen my previous video, it's quite important to get this right because you can create a lot of tension in there. And this method should be able to help you carpet all around the window with no creases, no extra cuts. Should get you the perfect effect every time. Okay, so we have right here the ABC pillar. So it's the pillar just behind the window. What I'm going to do is feel where that frame is and feel where the corner is, which is about here, right? I'm going to grab the carpet from underneath. And when I grab the carpet from underneath, I want to spray a line of glue down this line and across this line. Okay, again, if you want to glue all the carpet beforehand, you can do. This is the way I'm doing it. I want to grab this point here, get underneath the carpet, and again, this is where you might want your mask or a well-ventilated area because the fumes can build up. You want to spray a line here, so you can see that, and a line here with the adhesive, and then you can go ahead and stick it down. I'll go and do that now. There we go. Give that a couple of seconds to sort of flash off and go tacky. Now, getting the tension right here is important. I'm going to hold the carpet in like a 45 from that top corner, not yank on it, but just keep the tension. And then I'm going to gently, with the palm of my hand, just lay on the carpet, making sure that there's no wrinkles or creases. But don't get too worried if there are wrinkles or creases, because we can sort that out. So I'm laying this on. You can already see that there's a bit of a crease gathering there. So I'm just gonna, because I've not really pressed down yet, I can just pull that carpet off using the tension that I spoke about. Just lay it on. There you go. So we've now gone round the window frame, and it's a nice even tension all the way across. From this point, I can now get my hands in and press hard down onto the window frame to get that window frame carpeting established. And you can see the shape of the window starting to form. Once that's in, go back around, start really pushing in that carpet with your thumb. Make sure to thumb it in. There's a nod to the first video. And there we go. That's the first window frame established. Picking up the knife for the first time. I'm going to make a relief cut. Release some of this tension. Now be careful You don't want to stab the knife in and touch the window frame underneath or the glass underneath. So using a fresh blade, this is I think it's a fresh blade. Do you know what? I'm going to put a fresh blade in, because you want this bit to be a fresh blade. A quick release Stanley is worth spending money on for this job. So I'm going to put my knife in here. What are we? Like 10 centimeters, 3 inches, something like that from here. And I'm going to make a very light relief cut. We're going to do a crisscross in the center. And you don't want to go right to the edges. That's it. That's your first relief cut. I'm now going to go in and I'm going to press further round that window frame, being careful not to get any creases in there. And what you want to do is try and get that window right in that frame. Now start cracking open your tools. Get right in that edge. Boom. That's your window frame established. I'm going to come back to that later. I just wanted to get that established so it's in there and ready. We can come back to that in a bit. Continuing on to the rest of the van. And notice this is only about 15 minutes, 20 minutes worth of work so far. Much like I established the frame of the window, I want to establish the corner of this lower panel, okay? So we've got that corner right in here. Let's press that in on that B pillar, because you want to get that edge established too. Scrape tool, or that tool there, or a corner of your glue tin, which is actually really handy because it's smooth, it's clean, it's not sharp. That actually get your edge really nicely, and it conforms with the corners of the van as well. That's a nice little tip there. And there you go, there's that edge established. We've got that edge established. Get right in there in that corner. So B pillar done, window frame done, and we're starting getting to this C pillar now as well. We want to now carpet this frame here. So I'm going to find that corner, going to lift that up, do exactly the same. I'm going to spray down here and spray along there. So now we've done that bit. We've carpeted, used the adhesive underneath, and we've sprayed the metalwork underneath as well. Missed a bit, 1 second. There we go. So we know it's prepped underneath and it's prepped there. Now I can go ahead using the same method as we did before. I can press in using gravity to help, and not pulling too hard on the carpet itself. And as you can see here, there's no sort of creases or lines. I'm actually just pressing in, and I can press in down here, and that's that outer frame established. I can cut that center section out. You don't have to, but in reality you don't need to, because we're going to be putting a covered ply panel on that section as well. Keep pressing into all the edges, using the tools you have at your disposal to get the nice clean edges all the way around. Now notice I still haven't cut off any excess apart from that window frame. I can still work with what I've got. First half done. Nice and easy, but you have to make sure you get all of those edges in there. It's the second half that is a bit more tricky, because we do have the wheel arch, and I think we're going to take a short break and then get back into that. We're going to now start working on the second half of the van. That includes the wheel arches and tucking back in round the wheel arch and behind this rearmost pillar here. I can work with the carpet at all of this excess. If you can, brilliant, but you might find you might want to cut off the remaining 9 meters that we have here. If you do that, do not go from here and straight line it all the way to the bottom of the floor, because soon enough you'll be using all of that extra material round the wheel arch, round this side, and you'll come up short, okay? So what I would suggest is if this is the back of the van, I suggest safely come an extra foot, 30 centimeters back from the van. You will have excess. If you can't afford to have excess, then do as I said before and carpet all within those spaces and then trim off. But in this case, because I'm going to need the carpet to move out of the way and show you what I'm doing, I'm going to trim off here. So I'm going to get my fresh blade, start at, let's say, about a foot, 30 centimeters from the back here, and I'm going to straight line cut from there. Yes, I'm going to have a lot of excess, but you'll see later down the line that I can use that excess material when trimming my panels. Cool. Put the remainder of the carpet in a clean spot or back in the van, whichever you like, and then we can come back to it when we carpet the passenger side. The rearmost part of the van then is where people get a little bit daunted or get themselves a little bit flustered. It's exactly the same as doing this half. We're just doing it in a slightly different manner to take into account the big wheel arch shape. And we'll go through that now. I'm going to start from this bottom corner. So we finished in that bottom corner for the first half, and I'm going to start this part from that bottom corner as well, because we already have that top line established. So we're still going to let gravity help us with it because the carpet's already laid down. And then we're just going to work through the process, okay? The first thing we're going to do is prepare all of the area with glue. You can see obviously that it's plain metal at the moment. We're still on our first tin, by the way. Getting towards the end of our first tin. In fact, there you go. That's the first tin done. Going right to the floor. Nice even coat. And I'm going to go all the way round. Goes the same with the carpet. I'm going to just carpet a larger area than I need, because believe me, you will need it. And there we go. I haven't done that pillar. Well, I've glued the pillar, I've not glued the carpet for that pillar yet. So, because both sides do have adhesive, the moment you touch them together, they're going to want to stick. So we have to work methodically here. I'm going to start in this bottom corner, and I'm going to press the carpet in to all of the crevices with my thumbs and fingers. In fact, we're going to readjust the position now so Ali can come around here and show you exactly what I'm doing. So letting gravity do its thing then, I'm going to just lay the carpet without any tension. Just going to let the flow of the carpet do its thing. And I'm holding any carpet that I don't want to stick yet away. So I'm going to concentrate on this pillar here, coming down to the wheel arch. Again, not pressing hard, I'm just pressing the carpet into its natural shape on the metal. And this is the start of the wheel arch here, okay? So, starting from this bottom corner, I'm going to start forming the metal with my thumb, or forming the carpet into the shape of the metal with my thumb. I've got tension coming from the top, so I can sort of pull a bit of tension around and start fixing down the top of the wheel arch. See, it's all forming around here. And then I'm going to work down, and it's kind of little and often. So I'm thumbing it in gently, getting those edges established, and then I'm going to start laying the carpet over the arch. Again, making sure to get the carpet in all of the shapes. I do have a little bit of gentle tension here. I've got my hand pinched from underneath and I'm pulling on the carpet, not really hard, but just giving it enough tension as I'm working the carpet to keep any wrinkles out. If you do find you have a wrinkle or you've started to form a wrinkle and you want to reshape the carpet, just quickly pull the carpet off and then stick it back down again. All right? Before you've sort of put it all the way home, you can get away with ripping it off real quick and then sticking it back down. So here we go. No wrinkles yet. I'm keeping tension on the carpet. Move this out of the way a bit. Come on. And I've got down to this bottom edge. Notice I still haven't made any cuts on the carpet yet. And I'm working that nice and gently with my fingers. I'm going to go back in with the edge tool and start establishing those sharp edges. But right now we want to just form the carpet. It looks like a mess here, right? But this will all get smoothed out. So now I've got to this point on the first, let's say third, I'm going to move back up and start bringing the carpet round to the top of this arch. Okay, working it in. We're now at the top of the arch here, and then I can start using my thumb there, getting it into those edges, and then working down again, pulling on the carpet, not hard, but pulling on the carpet to eliminate those creases. And there we go, we're now at about the halfway mark. Whoa, just knelt on something. Bring my mat down. So this is where it starts to get really tight. If you do feel you need to, you could maybe make a relief cut here, release some of the tension. But going back to, in fact, I might need to apply a bit more glue on the back. Yep, I'm going to apply a bit more glue on the back and get back to you. Cool. Starting to get a bit tight there. You know, especially as I want to pull into this edge, but it's a four-way stretch carpet for good reason. You can really start getting your fingers in there, getting that edge, and you'll notice it's starting to get really tight here. And I'm just going very, very gently, very, very slowly, getting that edge worked into that. And if I need to, I can get my edge tool, really start getting that in there, or failing that, if you don't have your edge tool, you get your corner of your tin of glue in there. And you'd be surprised at how good that works. So keep working my way around. And you see how this tension's starting to work its way out? Really getting in there. And all this time, I'm just pulling the carpet, working out all of those creases. A wide palm, working out those creases. Getting into the grooves and the natural contours of that wheel arch. And as you work to the bottom, again, sticking the carpet down whilst pulling out those creases. Look, we're well over half, 3/4 of the way through now. And keeping that tension in here. Starting at the top there, see this tension gathering? I'm going to pull that carpet towards me and get that edge established. Go in on the second edge. Maybe go back in with the glue. You see how that's perfect tool. It's just nice and rounded, nice and clean, no sharp edges. You're not going to cut anything. And now we're already coming to the end of the wheel arch. So pulling the tension out of it and then just working it in with my hands. A little bit at a time. And again, if you make any creases, just pull it away nice and gently. Getting to the end of the wheel arch now, notice we still haven't made any cuts. We're just using the stretch carpet for what it is. We've got this bottom edge established. If you want to tighten it up, just go in there with that trim tool, get that edge established. And also another way to use the edge tool, you can actually use it like your hands and just smoothen out some of those wrinkles if you've got any. Get right in on those edges. There we go, that is that wheel arch now completely carpeted. I think if Ali swaps round now to the other side, I'll be able to show you this pillar and we're nearly done with the long side. The hardest bit is done, so if you've got this far, congratulations. If you can carpet this far and do that arch without getting any wrinkles, or whatever it may be, you can carpet any van or anything now, all right? By this point, you'll learn how the material works, how the glue works, and how much you can play with it. You've done a fantastic job. What we're moving on to now is the rearmost pillar. That's the A, B, C, D pillar on this van, for example. And it's just the rearmost pillar or the tailgate barn door archway. I'm gonna spray it with carpet, using my cardboard masking, just to get right up to that edge. Much like every other part of the van we've done so far, nice and lightly, using gravity do its thing, I'm going to grab this part of the carpet here, remove those wrinkles, remove that tension, and then, what have we got, the back of my hand there, just to gently lay it in to that edge. So remove that tension, lay it in, press it down. Cool. For the remaining part of the arch, I'm just going to pull tight. All those wrinkles will work themselves out. Once you've pulled on it, go back with your tool, establish all those edges, really crispen them up. And the last bit is getting right in that edge where the rubber sits in the van. You want to get that really nicely stuck in there so you can get that really nice finish. And then when I get to the edge, make sure that's stuck down, because I'm going to go back in there with a fresh blade and just slice that edge right off. And that's about it. Let's get to trimming. Fresh blade. Let's cut off all the excess. We're going to cut off this pillar along the floor and then the B pillar down there. And then that is that side effectively finished. We'll move on to the window. We'll go from there. So get your carpet, get yourself established. You don't want to run right up against the edge of the metal because you don't want to remove any paint if you can help it. But I'm basically going to keep some tension on the carpet. And with a sharp blade, it shouldn't be any effort at all. I'm just running down very, very gently, using the metal as a guide, not cutting into the metal at all. I can already feel that blade dulling down. I've done what? A meter. Cool. Beautifully done. And I'm not just bigging myself up, what I mean is it makes a nice edge. Now when it comes to the bottom of this pillar, you've got to take into account where your rear plastic threshold trim is finishing, but just to keep it safe, I'm going to come down, let's call it a palm width, and then I'm going to cut off the excess along here. And then around the whole edge, I'm going to give myself an inch, 3 centimeters, 2 centimeters, whatever. And I'm just going to cut that excess off, pulling tight. So when we go ahead and lay the floor, there's going to be no extra layers of material. And there we have it. That is the main excess done. We are going to now work on this B pillar, and I'll show you exactly where you need to cut. So it doesn't really matter where you trim the carpet on this B pillar. All you've got to do is ensure that the carpet finishes behind the B pillar trim. And again, that goes for most vehicles. On a T4, for example, you actually have to wrap the whole B pillar and then you tuck it into the door rubber, much like you did on the back pillar. But on a T5, T6, and on Transit Customs, they have this nice plastic trim. So as long as you carpet within that edge, which from this side is about 5 mil, you'll be absolutely fine. You want to carpet just inside of where the trim clips go into. So let's get on with that. Get out of the way. And there we have it. That B pillar is trimmed nicely. It's within the edge that the plastic trim is going to cover, and we can still get to all the trim clips as well. That's what you need to do. Do excuse me, it's blooming hot today. So I think what we're going to do now is head onto trimming round the window. Finishing off the carpet lining round the window can be tricky, let's make no bones about it. But you've got more than one option when it comes to finishing off round the window frame. Now, when we fitted the window, these are the Camper Glass Safari style windows, which we absolutely love, by the way. There's a previous video where we fitted these with Domi. We finished off the edges with this U-channel trim. Now, when it comes to carpeting or finishing off around these windows, there's a few options. One is you can go back and remove that U-channel trim all the way around, which will leave you the raw metal edge, and then you can glue up to it, tuck it round, and you can have a lovely carpeted edge all the way around. Depending on what our customers want, we do that. The other alternative is you can carpet all the way round the rubber trim and then tuck in the carpet neatly around that edge, or you can tuck up and under into that trim. And I think that's what we're going to do today, based on how this rubber trim is fitted and the fact that we're also having van shades fitted into this van. So you'll never see the rubber trim anyway. So I'm going to go with the neatest option here, in my opinion right now, and we're going to carpet up to this rubber trim, and any excess we can just tuck very gently underneath it. It's a bit more laborious, but it's a pretty neat finish and we're quite happy with how this turns out. When it comes to gluing this edge down then, I've found already that I need to trim a bit more excess away. We already made that relief cut so the window is accessible. And what I'm going to do is continue those 45-degree cuts all the way to the edge. Not all the way to the edge, but enough room that I can get behind there and spray some adhesive. I'll do that in all 4 corners, spray the adhesive in there and get back to you. What I have with me here are what's called pick tools, and I've got a couple of pick tools in a couple of different shapes. One at, let's say, a 30-degree angle, one at a 90-degree angle, and then kind of a hook tool. And what I'm going to do is use those shapes to just tuck the carpet in all the way around. Now you might want to trim the carpet off shorter, you might want to trim it off longer, but basically what we're trying to establish, in fact I am going to trim that shorter, what we are trying to establish is just getting that nice edge all the way around the carpet without having any metal showing, and just go a couple of inches at a time, because there's risk that you could cut the carpet too short. But let's get that all in there nicely and trim it all the way around. Okay, so there's one section there. The carpet's all in that edge, the carpet's tucked under the trim. I think what I'm going to do now, because it is so hot and stuffy in here right now, the rest of this is going to be on time lapse. I'm going to turn the fan on and I'm going to try and cool down while I'm doing this. So I'll bring you back in a minute. Carpet is now trimmed all the way around. It's neatly gone around the rubber trim. And the last thing we are going to do for the whole finish is to use brake cleaner. I'm using brake cleaner and a microfiber towel. I'm just going to clean off all the excess glue. And once you've done that, you can call yourself nearly done on one side. If you are carpeting your vehicle in one hit, you're pretty much done. And when I say in one hit, you've put your panels in already and you can carpet all in one go. We're not doing this, and most people don't. What we're going to do now is go ahead and, well, what we're going to do in a minute is go ahead and carpet our panels and then pop them in. But before that happens, we need to establish in the carpet we've just laid where all the trim holes are. If you watched the previous video to this, we prepped the whole van for the ply panels, but to do that we had to drill some new holes. But we now have to re-establish those holes with the carpet lining. So all I'm going to do is hold the panel up to the van, and using a stepped drill bit, I'm going to drill holes basically through the carpet. So the first one I've done, I've just put a trim clip in there, and I'm now going to go ahead around the whole van and basically pierce holes in the carpet. So when I come to attach my carpeted panels into the van, the trim holes are already cut. And you'll thank me later for this, because it's very difficult to hold up a already carpeted panel and then establish all the holes. So I'm taking this stage now, and if you have a look, all of the holes are established in that carpet. Now I can go ahead and cut this center section out, because we will be doing some carpeting, some wiring behind there. We will be putting some further insulation around there. So we're going to have to do this for all of the panels. So, do you know what? I'm going to swap the blade, or at least flip it round. So we've got a nice fresh edge. Now I can go in and just cut out the center. Now, it doesn't have to be the neatest of jobs, because all you're doing is removing that carpet from the center. So in the future, if you need to access behind there for wiring, plumbing, if your body shop needs to do any repair work, etc., etc., it means all the carpet has already been trimmed out the way. It's kind of sad, because you're kind of undoing the work you've just done, but it's worth it in the long term, I promise you. There we go. So when it comes to it, that panel is now prepped. The holes are now prepped. Once this panel is carpeted and has its invisible trim clips in place, job done. So all I've got to do now is do that for all the others. But first of all, we're going to show you how to carpet this side and then across the top. And then that is all the metal work completely done. Then it's just door cards and popping them in. Now we're on to the sliding door side. It's very similar to the opposite side. The added bonus is you don't have a window to trim round, but you do have obviously the large opening. I'm going to start. Unfortunately, Domi's got to go in a minute. We've got to do the school run, boring parent stuff. However, let's see how far we can get before you've got to disappear. The first thing we're going to do is much like we did on the other side, which is spraying all the way around. We're going to spray up this pillar here. We're going to cover all of this in glue, because we'll cover all of this with carpet. And then this is the line you need to go to, okay? But I'm going to use the cardboard as our masking. Hit it. Don't go faster than I can move the cardboard. Right.
And all of that?
All of this up here. You can, right, slower. Right, slower, because you're covering everything. Right, so in little bits like this, if I just hold that, just spray, spray, right? And like the drill, you don't have to press it really hard. It's not, I don't know what, deodorant or anything. That's it.
I don't want to spray your face.
Well, use your aim. There you go. There you go. Right. Super. Okay. Slow. That's it. There you go. Wow. Loads of glue. Right. Go sideways like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aim for the cardboard, not my hands. Oh my gosh. There we go. Right. Okay. Maybe that's not the first time that you should have used glue. Right, jump up and out of the way. Right, slide that back. Right, now you can do this bit. Go. Now spray along here and round here. That's it, and up a bit higher. Cool. And just keep doing that all the way up.
Just this bit.
Yeah, just go all the way up.
Well, here.
Yeah, well, stop sort of here, but
That's better.
yeah. Just don't go over where I've got the cardboard, which is why I'm holding the cardboard. No, all of this, that's fine.
Ah, okay.
All of this bit. Right. There you go. And then up here, you can spray up to this line here. Just don't go past the cardboard. That's it. Cool. Right, and then, yeah. That's cool.
That's okay.
Yep, now we'll continue down to the bottom and then spray around here. Oh my gosh. I find guys tend to have a better aim. I don't know why. Oh my god. Are you all right there?
Yes, it's hot.
Right. How is the heat affecting your aim? Honestly. Right, there we go. Are you happy?
Yeah.
Let's get the carpet in and let's go from there. Okay, cool.
At least
You're like a
people
kid, you're like a little boy going for a stand-up wee for the first time. You're just like spraying wherever you like.
At least you can tell I am a complete beginner.
Okay, right. What we've got to check now is, much like the other side, is the nap.
Yeah.
So the edge we want is this one here. So if you can see here, the nap is going that way, which matches the other side. So what I'd like you to do is glue this section of carpet and that section of carpet, just in sort of an edge, okay? It's going to be way more cleaning up. Nice, cool. Bring it to about here.
What, all the way?
Yep.
It's the glue not spraying properly, not me.
Right, now you've just sprayed my trainers, thank you. Right, look at that. Brilliant. Spider-Man'd it. Right. There you go.
You can tell who's got an experience and who hasn't.
There you go.
Even in spraying.
Okay, now that bit's done. What we need to do up on this edge is glue this edge, like I explained, up to this point here. Okay, so if you pick up the carpet here,
Yep.
we need, point to note for those at home, we need enough excess to go around this top section. This top section is for this sliding door part. All right, so as the door closes, it tucks up into this, but you need to carpet this bit. So what we're gonna do is start the carpet up and over here, okay?
Yep.
And then you need to get this edge lined up with this edge here, okay?
Just like that.
I'm gonna come around.
Is that okay? Or is it too high?
No, that's fine. I'm gonna just spray a little bit. Hang on, stop there. Right. Oh. That's it. Try and get that edge lined up. Perfect. Yep, go ahead. And you're not pulling or stretching.
No.
Brilliant. That's it. Stop there, stop there. Cool, that's fine. Now keep going all the way along, right to the edge. That's it, and then straight along like I did before. Excuse me.
Ow.
Bang your head?
Yes.
Okay. And then we're gonna...
Oh, so you don't have to have it at the top, you just...
No, so see where that straight line went along? I just want to maintain that straight line up to about there, you see that?
Yeah.
Cool. So now the carpet is sort of hanging down. The first bit I want to get glued down after that top edge is down here. Again, for those at home, we want to establish this B pillar here. So grab the tin of glue. Where is it? There. Right, so can you spray this edge all the way down to there, please?
Just
try not to get too much on me. Yeah, go. That's it. Now bring it out to about here. That's it, all the way up. Perfect.
Yep.
Right, now you're going to just tuck the carpet in. Follow the metal and just tuck the carpet in like I showed you before. And we want to make sure that the carpet is touching that edge here. Okay, so press it all in nicely.
In here as well?
Yeah, let's start on that pillar first and I'll be back.
It's actually quite nice. It's actually quite satisfying once it's not too heavy.
So can you make the carpet go, you know how you've stuck it all the way to the edge? Do the same down here, but you've got to make sure, hang on, let me just show camera real quick. Make sure this carpet is wrapped around there like that, you see? So I might just add a bit more glue. There's our glue tin. And then gently make it go all the way to that door seal edge, yeah? That's it.
There you go.
Wonderful. Nice work. Right, so now continue that along, and then in a minute we'll glue down here and we can get that pillar stuck. This would be easier if it wasn't so hot, hey?
It's too hot.
Yeah. That's it. And now if you go back to that door edge and then use the tool and get that right in there as well.
Which one?
So there's another edge here, look.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Go all the way around. Nice. Cool. So what we'll do for this bit, I will now re-glue. So much like the other side, establish where this pillar is, then we can glue, well, Domi's already glued the pillar, now I can glue the carpet. There you go. Right, now we need to gently sort of pull on it to get the tension out, and then that's it, and then use your hand, there you go, all the way down. Perfect. That's it, get it right in there.
This is really satisfying, getting that shape.
I might just go around the other side, just get the glue in that edge. Right, now go ahead, redo that edge all the way down to the bottom, yeah?
This one?
Yep. Brilliant, you happy with that?
Yep.
Cool. I'm going to get you the blade and then I'm going to have you cut out the center frame. Yeah, and then you can jump out and cool down because I can see you're physically sweating. Nice work on that. All we need to do now before we continue carpeting the rest is just cutting out this frame. It's going to be super simple. Just going to make sure that edge is all the way in the edge. Hang on, where's the tool? Have you still got the tool? That's the one. Right. So yeah, before you make any cuts, make sure that's stuck down all the way round. And then we can go ahead and trim off that excess carpet. Now to do that, like I did at the back, all you've got to do is use the metal as your guide. All right, so you stick the blade in, and then you're kind of holding the blade up against the metal, and then just slicing round. So you go do that, just be very careful with the blade. And what we're going to be doing today is, because this is work in progress, you need to get all the way through. That's it. There we go. What we're going to be doing today, because you've seen how I've done that side, we're going to do this off camera. Because in reality, it's blooming hot today, really hot, and we just can't get the airflow in here. We've got to go and do school run. This is just life, this is just how it is. So once Domi's finished trimming that carpet, we're going to put the van back together and go about our family duties. But then what we're going to do is do a tutorial on the ply panels, show you how to do the ply panels. Dom's going to do a ply panel, and then we'll bring you back once we're fitting them.
Just across or just
well,
leave
what
it?
we're going to do now, we can, in fact, yes, you're right, we can just slice that right across there. Because we can get rid of this bit.
Yeah.
And point to note, try and cut it out in one piece, because you can actually use this piece of carpet for your panel that goes in that sliding door. It'll be wide enough and it will go round the door card enough. And that's about it, isn't it? I think. I know you've only just done a little bit of the body work, but you just got to make sure that you carpet as much of the metalwork as you can and as much of the carpet as you can. And then what we can do, and then yeah, go ahead, fill in your edges, and then slice off as required. If it's your first time, take your time. What I would generally recommend actually, before we go too deep into this, if you've never used carpet, if you've never used adhesive in your life, much like Domi hasn't, start carpeting the panels first. You know, start with the small ones that sort of fit here. Maybe the rear door card panels, maybe the sliding door card panels. Actually, carpet those first, see how the material feels in your hand, see how you can manipulate it, see how you can stretch it, and then you can go on to carpeting the van. So familiarise yourself with it first. This is a big ask. If you've never played with spray adhesive, if you've never played with carpet, it's a big ask to do. But I think you've done a fantastic job for your first time. I know you haven't done a lot, but really this is a back to basics tutorial. Yep. And you can do the panels as we go forward. All right? So we are going to probably go and dunk ourselves in an ice pool somewhere, I wish. But we'll certainly turn the fans on. We'll get this all sorted out and we will bring you back when we are carpeting panels. See you in a bit. With the van now carpeted, with the carpet now van, you thought you knew what I was going to say in the last one, didn't you? With the van now carpeted.
Stop it!
She's going to go again.
Oh no, hold on. Right.
Happy?
I don't know why it makes me laugh.
Never work with animals or children. With the van now carpeted, we are going to move on to carpeting the ply. However, if this is your first time carpeting a van, I would suggest you carpet line the small panels first. That way you can learn how the carpet behaves, learn how the glue behaves out of the tin, and you can just, but if you mess up, you've only got a small panel to rip it off. If you start with the whole side of the van or a big panel, you've got more to undo. So if you start with a smaller panel like this, it's just the best way to do it in my opinion, especially if it's your first time. Before you go ahead and attach any of the clips like we did in the previous video, dry fit all of your panels. We went through that in the previous video as well. Dry fit all your panels and mark which side you want to carpet. We've just got a Sharpie here and I've just checked these against the van and know we want to carpet this side. That means you also know, you carpet that side. So you mark the side facing outwards.
Yep.
So say for example, these large panels that fit over the wheel arches, they're identical. When you get them in the pack, they're identical. So you don't want to carpet the same side twice.
Yeah.
So this will be driver's side, for example. This side will be passenger. So if you just mark across on that one. Super. And then you do the same with the rest of them. So you've got barn door panels, sliding door. So you want to mark here. And this is the one under the window.
Okay.
This is the side facing outwards because this is the middle section here. Super. That is the side you're carpeting.
We
So
haven't marked the barn doors.
barn doors, no, you're right. So I've just got to think in my mind which way these go round because they are slightly different. See how they're different thicknesses?
There are, yeah.
That side, that side. Super. So we will, now they're all marked, we know which side we're going to carpet, you need to open this bag and start fitting all the invisible clips.
Yeah.
Super. Once the clips are fitted, then we'll show you how to lay carpet over the panels. If you are not fitting invisible clips and you want to put the push-through clips, skip this step and we'll go straight onto carpeting. Onto the carpeting then. Before we even lay carpet on these panels, we need to not only know that we're carpeting the right side, but when we cut the carpet, we need to know that the nap is in the right direction. So we know that our van carpet, as we've laid it in the van, is flowing from one side to the other. If you carpet a panel in the wrong direction of nap of the carpet, when you come to put those panels into the inside of your van, they'll look two totally different colours. So it's essential for a good finish to ensure that your carpet is flowing in the right direction. Now, based on what we have here, this is an offcut from when we did carpet the van. We know that this carpet is flowing in this direction. We also know this panel is in this van in this orientation. So what we're going to do is cut out this piece of carpet and concentrate on this bit for now. It's a really good piece to concentrate on because it's small. I can show you, I can show you. And if we do fluff it up, then we can just rip it off and start again. Okay. So we've got our carpet in the right direction. Our panel oriented in the right direction, and now we can actually go ahead and lay some carpet. Much like the van, it is a contact adhesive, or we spray it in a contact adhesive manner, in that you have to spray both this piece and this piece. So we want a nice layer, and you can tell we're doing this on our carpeting table because this table is an absolute mess. But first of all, just spray the carpet somewhere, spray the glue somewhere that you don't care about, for example there, so you know that the spray's not going to go out in every different direction. So you want to lay a nice coat on this ply and then on this carpet. Super, and then same on the carpet. Perfect. Excellent. Don't worry too much about the edges. So in this instance, we're going to carpet the panel in one method, which is we can now just put this panel on top of this carpet or the carpet on top of the panel. So we're going to lay this out flat and straight. And what I would suggest is, and I'll do this one to show you, I'm going to lay it down on this edge, make sure there's tension on the carpet, and then lay it flat. So that means when you flip it over, there's no creases or anything like that as well, okay? So that carpet is now laid on that panel. If there are any creases in it, you can work them out, or you can rip it up and pull out some creases. You want to ensure that that panel is nice and flat on there. So that's method number one for carpeting the ply. When we get onto a larger panel, I'll show you how to do that. The next thing we need to do is trim all the way round this carpet. You can use a carpet cutter, much like we do, and I'll show you this here. The glue sticking to it.
Okay.
You can use that method, or you can use scissors, which is the method I'd suggest, or you can use your blade. And slice it off like that.
Okay.
All right, so let me just do this one. And then you can do the next one, okay?
Mm-hmm. Which method do you prefer?
What, in terms of this,
Yeah.
I would probably use a sharp blade for a start, or the scissors.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because when I do panels like this, I can just rattle through it. Or I will use this to cut off the excess, then I'll get in finer with some scissors. And that's basically where we are. So you have your panel like this, feels like a cookery show.
It does, yes.
Right? So you have your panel like this. Now you could go ahead and now just fold over the carpet. But what you'll find is you'll get creases in the corners. And you want to make the back of the panel as smooth as the front, so when you come to actually pop it into the side of the van, it lays nice and flush all the way around. So what I would suggest is, at corners, trying to think how I'm going to say this. You've got corners that curve inwards and then corners that curve outwards. On corners that curve inwards like this, I would suggest you cut V's or little pizza slices into the corners like so. Because then when you come to carpet the panel, you fold over all of the edges and there's no creasing, okay? And it all looks nice and neat there, right? If you've got things like a right angle or a sharp right angle, what I would suggest is you go in at a 45 one side, a 45 the other, and you've got this excess bit here, and then I do a little triangle sometimes like that, right? So what that means is when it comes to carpeting, especially on a sharp 45, you can lay over one corner, you can lay over the other, and then this little piece here will just keep that edge of carpet tight over that ply.
Yep.
Yep. So that's your corners done. When it's on an inwards turn like this, or outwards turn, we want to do all we need to do, sorry, is cuts. Like that. So as the corner splays outwards and the carpet splays out with it, you're not stretching the carpet, you're just letting it lay naturally, and then you'll get almost the reverse pizza slices. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Cool. So we've got the corners and the pizza slices cut out for those corners there. But also what you need to do is trim around these clips. It's the same if you're doing a clip that pushes through, or if you're doing a clip that is invisible like this. And all I'm going to do is take my sharp scissors and I'll do a cut there and a cut there, either side of the clip, and then I'll cut out that square like so. All right, so then when I come to spray my adhesive and fold the carpet over, there's no carpet surrounding that clip, and the edge has still got a nice finish to it, okay? So if you do that now, we want the little pizza slices out of all these corners, yeah? And then we want the sections cut out around the clips, and then we'll go ahead and glue.
Yep.
Yep.
So pizza corners like this?
Yep.
Like that?
Yep. And what you can do is when you're using scissors, you can use the edge of the ply to almost be your cutting stop.
Okay.
All right, because what I've found is, if you don't mind, you can cut like so, and if you want to cut any further, you're getting to the wood, right? And then you cut again here, okay? And it's not actually going right to the edge, so you won't be left with a bare piece of ply, but you're still getting that piece of slice out of it.
Okay.
Okay?
So one more here, yes?
Yep, you can do one here, and the other edges are done pretty much.
Yep.
That's it. No, it won't tear. That's definite. It will not tear.
So I just cut it off.
Yeah, cut it off. Boom.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then.
And if you get it wrong, say if you are, there's another way we can do this. If you get it wrong on a corner and you fold over the corner and you find you've got a crease like this, don't panic too much, all right? So we can use this as an example moving forward. Say you've not cut enough out of your corner and now you find you've got an overlap. What you can do is go tight against the ply with your scissors and cut that flush.
Okay.
All right? So don't panic too much if you've got an overlap or it's gathered or it's too thick. You can literally go in with your scissors right up against the ply and slice it off and you'll have a flush finish and a nice smooth panel.
Or I can just cut more here.
Or you can cut more here, but normally by that stage you've stuck it down.
Okay.
All right, so you now need to make a cutout for the clip here, here, and here.
Yeah.
So you've just done the right thing there. Before we're actually applying any glue, you've actually gone round and just sort of mocked it up, just in case you need to cut any further. But by the looks of it, you've done the right thing and you've done a good job. Cool. The next thing we need to do, and this is where you need to vary the nozzle, is spray the carpet and the ply in one hit. So we want to get half the spray line on the ply and half the spray line on the carpet. And it doesn't matter if you go up and over. Covering everything we've got. So there you go. So now what we've got in terms of the contact adhesive, we've got the surface coated in glue and the carpet coated in glue. Now all we need to do is fold over the edges. Now what I find it's better is to use your thumb, side of your thumb, to just fold that edge, and this is before we've even folded anything. Just press that edge in against the edge of the ply. So that's guaranteed your edges are stuck, because what I have found in the past, if you go ahead and fold everything without sticking that edge, when it comes to a nice straight line, you might find that you've not stuck that edge and you've got like a bulge of carpet. So if you go around with your thumb, stick those edges down, and we'll do this again on a bigger panel later. And then once you've done all your edges, you can then go ahead with your thumb, press it down like so. All right? Yep. So try and avoid the clips. Happy?
Yeah, I think so, yeah, that's fine.
Well, there we go. That is your first panel. Ta-da, all done. Good stuff. Now, do you want to do that one on your own, or do you want to move on to a bigger panel?
Let's move on to the bigger panel and then we can do it off camera. Let's
do that then. Yeah. Okay, super. When it comes to the bigger panels, I personally use a different method. I think you might find this beneficial to you as well at home. What we're going to do first is lay out our panel on top of the carpet, not on the underneath. You want your presenting side up, the fluffy side up, and the panel you're going to cut the right side up as well, because otherwise you might cut your carpet backwards, back to front, whatever it might be, and that's a pain. I've done it before. So what we need to do is effectively trace this out with scissors. I've laid the panel over the carpet. I know the direction of the carpet is in the right direction, or the nap is in the right direction, and now I'm just going to loosely cut this. If you have the space at home, you can lay out all of your panels and lay out all of your carpet, and then you can basically prepare all the carpeting in one go, so to speak. So you can roughly cut out your panel. And then it will be ready to offer it up and glue down, all right? Cool, that means we can now get rid of all of this and we can go ahead and start gluing. I'm gonna try and do this so you at home can see. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, if you sort of stay there, I'm going to go with my back towards Ali, but so everybody at home can see. No, do you know what? I'm going to do it this way and everybody at home will still be able to see. So let's do this. So the panel I'm wanting to carpet laid down on the surface. Our carpeting on top. And you can do what we did with the small panel, which is carpet the whole panel, glue the whole panel and glue the whole carpet. However, you will find that your finish might not be perfect because you might have little bits of wrinkles. So what I'm going to do is do this section at a time. Let's make a move. Grab your adhesive. I'm going to fold over, what's that, 6 to 8 inches worth of carpet, making sure it's in the right direction. And I'm going to spray the ply and then spray the back of the carpet. And then very gently, I'm going to lay that over and press it down, making sure not to get any creases. I'd say work from the inside out when you do it, so any creases you might get will work their way outwards. Got a bit of muck on that carpet, haven't I? So once you've done that first section, you know you've got a good overhang all the way around that you can fold over. That first bit's done. Now bring the carpet back. Little bit of tension there. And for you at home, you might want to now spin this carpet round and work towards you. But because I'm showing you at home, I'm going to work in this way. Make sure to get in that edge. And again, 6 to 8 inches worth, 20 to 30 centimeters worth. For those who use metric, being Brits, we use all sorts of measurements, don't we?
No, for me it's centimeters.
Well, yeah. So hang on, hold the phone. Right, so you want to do this inch by inch or centimeter by centimeter with your hand. So my hand, if you can concentrate down here, Al, my hand is about there. See my finger there? And what I want to do is just giving the carpet a bit of tension, is just smooth the carpet down, pressing as I go, which will mean I've got a nice smooth finish. So if the carpet's folded over, I am moving from center outwards with my hand, so I'm not getting any creases in it. If I started from the outside to the middle, it could gather. All right, so from the center outwards. And we can do the same again. I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll flip it round now. Come around the other side, so you at home can see the movement of my hand from that side of the carpet. So once again, prepare both surfaces. I'm going to lift the carpet. Let's do this so you can see. And then using my hand, I'm going to smooth out from center outwards. And then you've got a really nice smooth finish, both sides.
You can do a little bit more.
That's fine. So what we'll do is sort of pull that back a bit. If you want to glue, you can pretty much do from here down to that edge now if you want. That's it, so about up to here. Just try, when you're spraying, be very careful that you don't get any glue on the surface we want to present. That's it, perfect. That'll do. Nice. Happy?
Yeah.
So if you could hold that up for me, so giving it a bit of tension, then I can just smooth that down. And now you can just go ahead and do the last bit. That's it, all the way back. Careful as you go to the edges. Perfect. And then smooth out like I showed you. Brilliant. Well done. So that will apply to these larger panels, the door panels, the headliner panels if you choose to do your headlining as well. And then once you get to this point, it's rinse and repeat of the smaller panels. We want to cut like an inch or a couple of centimetre gap all the way around, using your pie cuts, your pizza cuts, and then fold it over. Yeah. And also making sure to cut out gaps for your clips.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
I've done a panel.
Unfortunately, I have some bad news.
Oh.
You did the wrong side.
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't, you're right. No, you've done a fantastic job. It's perfect.
Are you proud?
I'm very proud of you. No, well done. No, it's really, really good. Nice and smooth. The carpet's in the right direction. Just 9 more to go.
Yes. Let's get on with it then.
Let's get on with it. No, so there we go. That is how we carpet ply panels, both small and large. In this case, we use the invisible trim clips. This is a mid-grade carpet. Once again, you can get all these carpet lining colours, the adhesive and the clips and the ply from us.
Yep.
So if you want to go ahead and buy any of these parts, there's a little card up in the top corner there. But I think what we'll do all of these panels now, get them all smashed out, and the next time you see us, we'll be putting them back in the van and completing the job. Let's go. The last time you saw us, we stopped filming because it was just so hot. We then went home and did the remainder of the carpeting with Dom and I on the drive. But the one thing I wanted to cover on camera with you guys before we put the panels in, or carpet the panels and put the panels in, is filling in this section here across the top. When we carpeted the left-hand side, or the driver's side, sorry, we brought the carpet to this point because we continued a straight line across the roof. Same again with the right side, we've come across as a straight line against the roof. And the last bit to fill in is just the last strip. And once again, we've made sure to get the nap in the right direction. And in this case, our carpet's flowing to the back. So which means this top piece is going to be a combination of both, and the nap of the carpet will flow this way. It's a case of peel and stick once again, but what I'm going to do is start from the bottom, or the bit that's facing down, and then wrap up. There's a couple of ways you can deal with the edges. One is to match up your edge of the piece you've cut to the edge that is existing. But what I've found is best is if you basically find the center point, cut this too long for a start, find the center point and glue from there. And then you've got loads of excess either side, and then you can trim it up afterwards with your nice sharp blade. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Well, the first thing I'm gonna do is basically prep the whole area with glue. Let's do this messy part first. So I've got my trusty cardboard template or masking. I'm gonna glue all the way around. When it comes to these hoops at the top, don't glue the hoops if you can help it. Glue round them. And we'll go over how we're gonna carpet those in a minute as well. Don't worry if you overlap your glue onto the existing carpet, but just to help yourselves out, you can use your cardboard masking, same as everywhere else. And on the inside, you have to determine where your headliner, ouch, you will have to always use knee pads. you will have to determine where your where your headline meets the roof, but in reality you wrap all the way round and then about an inch into the roof lining, and we'll show you that at the end where I finish the carpet. So yeah, spraying glue over all the surfaces, reminding you that you should do this in a well ventilated area. I'm effectively hanging out the workshop here, the big roller shutters there. So if you can do this outside, brilliant. But if you are worried about it, do use a mask. And there we go. I'm now going to do a strip down the center of glue on the carpet we're going to lay, making sure it's flowing in the right direction. That's the direction I want. Yep. And again, when it comes to these methods, they are suggested. This isn't the definitive way of doing it. However, we do this a lot, and these are the best methods we've found over time for speed and finish. So there we go. Majority of that is now primed effectively, or prepared. I'm going to find the center, about there. Find the center of my roof, and what I want to do is make sure there's enough carpet this side to get to this ledge and enough carpet this side to get up to that ledge. So I'll just plonk that on about there. I'll come out and just double check. Yeah, that'll be plenty to wrap around. In fact, I'm going to put a bit more towards the back, just so I give myself some towards the back as well. So we'll lay that up to my join, lay that up to my join there, tamp it down, job done. All right, nice smooth finish instantly. Now when it comes to your hoops, all I'm going to do is make one incision. So I'm going to wrap the carpet up lightly to where the carpet is touching the hoop. I'm going to sort of make note of that with my fingers. Then I'm going to cut a slice, the exact width of those hoops. Maybe even a bit tight, because I want the finish around the hoops to be nice and tight. So I make a slice there, and then I'm simply going to grab the carpet, stretch it slightly so it reaches over the hoops, and then I'm just going to press it down nice and gently so it makes a really nice finish around those hoops in there. And then when the door clips clip into them, there'll be no interruption there at all. Nice uniform finish. I'll keep feeding the carpet into the contours of the van. All the way up to the edges. And basically what I'm going to do is press the carpet right up to the edge. And you can see the sort of difference in thicknesses here. And the same on this side. And then I'm going to continue to wrap that carpet around the back side up there. And all we need to do is cover the metal work that won't be, or the carpet. We need to cover metal work. Wow, let me get this out. We need to cover the metal work that won't be left exposed by the headliner pieces when they're put up. There we go. So that is all up and about there. There are only 3 cuts remaining. I'll come out, we'll reset, and I'll tell you how to do those. So using the trim tool, I'm just butting that all up into the edges nicely. And then again, using your sharp blade, using the edge of the metalwork as a guide, just trim off that carpet to give a nice neat finish right to the edge. When it comes to the edges, I'm going to use the line in between the original layer and the new layer to make my slices, and then you will have the perfect join between the two surfaces. And as you can see, what I was doing there, I was actually sort of lifting the carpet with a bit of tension and then cutting it, or using the blade to cut it. Another method is to overlap both and create a fresh line. We can do that on the other one, and that will give you a nice butted up edge. But what I prefer to do is just this method. Saves a bit of work at the end. There you go. And once that glue's cleaned and you've sort of brushed and combed the fluffy side of the carpet, you'll get a nice seamless finish. If you do have any gaps between the two layers, you can pick up one side or another, stretch it slightly, butt the two edges together, and there you go, a nice seamless finish. Alternatively, if you do make a big gap, you can always make a slice of carpet and fill in. Your headliner's going to cover that much anyway. So when it comes to another method, obviously we've got carpet overlaying each other. I can just make a fresh cut through both layers. You peel them both away. If your blade has gone through both layers, there we have it. Effectively, that is all of your metalwork complete. I think the last thing we're going to do is bang on that trim with the rubber mallet and throw in the panels. Much like you saw us do on this side, we are having to we drilled out the holes on this one because in a T6.1 they don't exist. But where you've carpeted over the panels, it was a suggestion before that you mock up your naked panel here and then you can drill out the holes. Something I failed to do on this panel, so I'm just going to use the clips that exist as reference. So I'm lining this panel up, feeling for the hole, drilling out. Where's this one? There you go, hole is there, drilling out. And this one should be right there. And then with your freshly completed carpet with clips, it's just a case of lining it up, making sure they fit all the way around. Job done, and that's it. So I think Domi and I are just going to do this to the rest of the panels and we'll bring you back for the final shot. Nearly at the finishing point, the last thing I want to do is just clean up any glue overspray. Now, I've found the best thing to use is brake cleaner and a microfiber towel. We buy it in a 5-litre drum and then put it into one of these pump bottles. It's just a case of spraying it on lightly, give it a second to absorb into the glue, and it's the solvent within this that gets soaked up by the glue, makes it swell, releases its sticky properties, and then you can very softly just rub it off. If you have a look there, that was all a bit of overspray and it's just kind of falling off. Some places might be more stubborn than others, but you can just go around with your brake clean and just give everything a nice once over. More importantly, it's going to be in places where there are joins. So up here, don't go too heavy with joins with brake clean, because if you spray it down or soak it too much, you'll actually release the glue that's underneath the carpet. So maybe just spray a bit on your cloth nice and lightly, and then just, I'm not even putting any pressure on that, I'm just rubbing the surface there, and then all that glue is just sort of falling away, and at the same time you're just sort of roughing up the edges to make a nice seamless join between your two bits of carpet there as well. I'm just going to go around now the whole van, clean up the last of it, we'll give her a sweep out and show you the final result. We're sat on the wrong side. We're like Ant and Dec. Let's swap over, come on. Right, there we go. Carpeting done.
Done.
It's taken multiple days because of all sorts of factors.
Yes.
The weather, school runs, weekends, workshop work. We've been very, very busy. However, we are very, very happy with the end result. What are your thoughts?
No, it's lovely. I love the color. It's nice.
It's a good basis
Yes.
to continue with your conversion.
Yeah.
The carpet we've used here is a stretch carpet, a four-way stretch carpet. It is in the mid-grey colour. For a van this size, you're going to need 12 metres, and that's if you're doing the sides, the doors and the ceiling. You'll notice we haven't done the headliner yet. That's because we don't know if we're going to have a carpeted headliner yet or we're going for something different. But when we come to that, you will be the first to know. We will, at the same time, we will do the sound deadening and insulation on the headliner as well.
Mm-hmm.
We've just been up in the air about whether we're going to have a pop top yet or not, haven't we?
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. But for now, the carpeted sides are done. We've done door panels, we've done the clips.
Yeah. Hidden clips.
Hidden clips.
Love the finish on
Yeah.
hidden clips. It's
And we're
nice.
really, really happy with it.
Yeah.
This video is aimed for you guys to create this sort of finish at home, and it's perfectly doable at home. I started off carpeting vans on my driveway. You can do exactly the same. What do you need? A knife, a trim tool, a blade, the adhesive, some time and patience, and your thumbs. Don't forget to thumb it in. And that's about it, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look forward to the videos coming up. We have van shades, a how-to on 1, 2, 3, 4 van shades going in, the barn doors, the sliding door, and the one opposite the sliding door. A new floor, how to lay your floor and do the sound deadening and insulation on the floor.
Yep.
That's coming up. Our new interior's on the way, the Rusty Lee beds here. All of those videos are coming up, and we are filming a very special video today with James from Rain Automotive, and we can't wait to show you how to go about doing the leisure electrics on your van. So I think that's it for now.
For now, yes.
Everything in this video is available down below in the description. That's the carpet, the glue, and the adhesive, all in the different colours, and the clips and the ply. Everything else all available down below or in the card up here. Please go ahead and take a look at that on the combevalleycampers.co.uk website. If you like the video, if you learned much from this, please give it a like. If you'd like more content like this, go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to see more of this build, hit the notification button and you will get informed of the next video when it gets uploaded.
Yeah, we've got 3 weeks to finish it.
3 weeks to finish it and a million and one things to do.
Yeah.
But we'll get there. So thanks for watching and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.